Anchors up, sails at full. Welcome to the Sloopcast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing today, Jared?
I'm doing all right. It's a new tradition. It's a good tradition. I had to double clutch that one. Not proud of that performance. I'm not going to grade out well, I don't think.
It is what it is. All right, Jared. Week 1 is in the books here. Ohio State took on Akron. And I think mixed feelings. Here.
Sure.
I know it's kind of silly looking at the final score, 52-6. You look at 52-6. Yeah,
sure.
That's a decisive victory. Ohio State should have to be expected that kind of score, but I think it's kind of a tale of two halves here. We're going to go more in depth into this here, but
can I do something real quick first before we get to the report card?
All right.
Hold on. Everyone with me. Stand if it's socially appropriate where you are. Raise your right hand. I, Buckeye fan, will not overreact to week 1. It is just week 1. All right. Oh, I'm overreacting. F you. Well, listen, I can take you to water. I can't make you drink, as a teacher once told me several times. Yeah, let's get to it. A little shaky to start.
Yeah. Ohio State goes, I guess essentially 3 and out. They didn't get a first down on their.
Oh, did they?
On their first drive. Yeah. They did not get a first down on their first drive.
Okay, so that's not essentially 3 and out. That's a 3 and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Just listen. If I'm being picky,
3 and out with 2 penalties on that first drive.
Yeah.
I think that you do want to say that. Yeah.
And yeah, Jeremiah Smith basically ruined that drive. And man, the luster could have come off that shiny freshman tag real quick if he didn't totally make up for it later.
Yeah.
Because he looked like a freshman on that first drive.
Absolutely.
He settled in though. Don't you worry about Jeremiah Smith though. He settled in.
Yeah. But yeah, looking overall here, yes, the first half, especially that first quarter. Yeah, definitely rough start. There was many people out there that started bashing on Will Howard. I got to watch the game again on Sunday, and really paid attention closer on how Howard was throwing the ball, how the offensive line did in the game. Will Howard, like almost every, hold on, let me pull up my notes.
He like the rest of the team had a rough start. He missed his first 4 passes. Now there were drops in there.
Every pass in the first half. Oh, I'm sorry. Every pass in the first quarter was on target. It wasn't. None of them were overthrown. None of them were short. They were all on target. They were either knocked down by an Akron defender or dropped. I mean, you can't ask for anything better from a quarterback. You get that when you put the ball right where.
You could not throw it where it could be knocked down.
Well, sometimes the defense just has a better. It's just better in that play. It just happens from time to time.
But it's Akron. Like, also the Emeka pass was bullshit. Yeah, I agree. That should have been a touchdown. But whatever. I don't like talking about refs. Listen, Will Howard was fine. He had a bit of a slow start. The offense as a whole had a bit of a slow start. I don't know, Kyle. Let's get to the report card. we can talk about all this stuff as it comes up. Overall game plan. I mean, it's Akron. We don't got to waste a lot of time talking about the game plan. Not the overall, the offensive game plan. I gave it a B+. I really think they could have just came in and ran the ball. Holy fuck, what a catch, USC. Yeah, the USC game is currently happening as we're recording this. Keep us up to date, chat. Yeah, I mean, it's it's Akron. I felt like they rotated their players. I would have liked to have seen them maybe just run the ball a little bit more personally.
Game plan offensively. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I would agree. I would give like a B+. So, go ahead and put me down for a B. I think they
chat
what they were trying to strive to do for this game. I think it was fine. No problems with the game plan.
Yeah. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's Akron. Like, no one got hurt. They spread the ball around. Did nothing
it's basic
fancy.
And simple.
Yeah,
basic and simple. Yep.
It's a good Akron game plan.
Mm-hmm. All right, game management.
Will finished 17 of 28, which isn't good, but yeah, he started off rough.
Yeah,
he missed his first four passes.
I'll get to the passing because I really want to talk about Will Howard here. But
chat, do you have a game plan? The horrific backwards lateral. Yeah. But okay, game plan. We got a B from chat. Yeah, we got a fine from chat. Okay.
All right. Game management offensively.
It's an A.
I'd say
fine.
like
it's the Akron game. We don't got to worry too much here. They stuck to their game plan. They rotated players effectively. I liked when they took the players out. I felt like it was good timing to bring the backups in.
I would say B. I would say B for me as well. I
said A on this one.
I know.
Okay.
I know, but I'm going with
B as in you're doing B again. I didn't like some of the early play calls. Austin, I agree with you. I put that in game plan as opposed to game management.
Well, I would like to
only one procedural penalty, right? There was one bad lineup
formation.
Yeah,
one illegal formation.
Yeah,
which Coach Day was red hot when that happened.
Oh, there was a snap infraction. Good call, Austin.
Was there?
Yeah. There was a snap infraction. The center. McLaughlin sort of double pumped the snap. I never did that personally.
I would like to have gotten
chat. What do you think about the offensive management?
I would like to have Trey to get in rhythm a little bit more. I felt like when they give him the ball, he made a lot of great things when he had the ball. He only got to touch the ball 10 times. I understand it's Akron, but I like to have seen him get involved a little bit more though, but that's just me being picky though.
All right. Chestnut plan.
Passing. All right. So passing here. I understand a lot of people were pointing out his stats here. 61%, which is roughly about what he's averaging. What he's averaged hit in his collegiate career, about 62%. That's his average right now. So it's
but you're on a better team, and it was Akron.
I understand, but that percentage should have been much higher.
Yeah,
especially those that first and that third drive. A lot of drop balls. There. It could have been easily in the 70s. If the players actually caught the balls. His throws were on target, had a nice zip to it. It was nice and tight. Like, I liked what I saw from Will Howard throwing the ball. And his decision making too, when he needed to tuck it and run, he did it. He didn't do it that often. Stats show that he did it 4 times. Yeah, he did exactly what Ryan Day wanted out of Will Howard. You don't need to go out and win the game. He's a distributor, and
Yeah.
there's a couple of plays that I really like that we would have seen previous quarterbacks just taking the hit and got sacked, and he did not give up on the ball, and he made positive yards or made a positive throw.
Austin
really like what I saw here.
Austin says no INTs. No, but he did have a pretty stupid fumble. The backwards lateral was...
That's probably
that is not why you bring in a 5th-year game management style quarterback to... Listen, if you're going to take mistakes like that, no offense to Devin Brown, but listen, everything we've heard about Devin Brown is essentially... Oh, you know, he's spectacular at times, but he's not consistent, and sometimes he does some weird, unnecessary stuff. Well, the backwards lateral was some weird, unnecessary stuff.
It was, yeah.
Touchdown Trojans.
That's probably the only complaint I really had with Will Howard was he tried to do too much there. He'll learn from that and just take the sack there.
I gave the passing a B-. What does chat say? What does Kyle say?
I'd say passing as the quarterback itself, I'd say B. Did exactly what he needed to do. Here's an interesting stat here. Other than that one
receivers
play,
come later, Austin, purely quarterback.
Yeah. Other than that one play that we just talked about where Howard threw the ball backwards.
Yeah.
That was the only negative play. All of the other rushing attempts, zero negative plays.
That's a good stat.
Running the ball. And zero sacks given up as well too. So from that standpoint, I really liked the offense, but I'll get into the offensive line when we come to it here. But the next one here, Jared, you have is the running attack here.
Yeah, you said something about getting Trey in rhythm. I thought Trey looked great.
He did. He did.
But at the same time, do you really want him having more than 8 carries against Akron? He's had some durability issues.
He did. He does have some durability issues.
Judkins looked fine. I'd want him to look better against Akron. He didn't always have the blocking in front of him. You know, I obviously don't have access to like all 22 footage, but it seemed like
both running backs 5.7 yards per carry between the two.
Yeah, but Henderson had 8.1 and Judkins had 4.2. And by the way, Peoples, I think, is as advertised. He only gets 6 carries on the day, but he gets a touchdown and he has a 5-yard average. I think he has a promising future at Ohio State. He gets included in this grade as well. I give it an A-. I thought the running backs looked good. I would have liked, and we're not talking about the offensive line yet, I would have liked to have seen more push out of the offensive line. That would have helped out the running backs a great deal. And I also think when you're not playing Akron, you might see more read option that will involve the quarterback, but there's no need to put those hits on Will Howard at this point in time. Only 172 rushing yards, not good enough. I agree. I'm just not putting that on the running backs.
Yeah, I'd give it an A- as well. That's what I was thinking of as well. I know it's not technically part of the running game. It's more of a pass blocking, but that block from Trey on pass protection.
Well, we will
everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, we all know. Nestler almost got X-rated. He liked that play so much. Chat, what do you say? I see B.
Looks like
I see B-.
B.
Well, B.
Yep,
B is fine.
We got a second
We'll
B,
go-
so B. All right.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with B.
All right.
Receiving.
Receiving. Give me a C. Give me a C for the receiving here. Too many drop balls. Too many drop balls.
I think that's fair. I'm doing a C. I did a B personally, but I think what you were saying is fair. Because I think that they just needed to settle into the game. But at the same time, you're supposed to be like one of the best. You are the best group on the offensive side of the ball, and therefore, like, the expectations are going to be higher. So, I'm talking myself into this. I'm going to meet Kyle a little bit closer and throw a minus in there. I'm gonna change mine to a B minus. Austin says C. You're supposed to be the best receiving core in the country. Yeah, I agree. We grade based off of expectations.
All right. It looks like C. Looks like C is the grading for chat here.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, it does need to be said before, because we are being negative. Jeremiah Smith had a rough start to the game. If we're being brutally honest, he single-handedly ruined the first drive. If we're being brutally honest, he single-handedly ruined the first drive. That being said, he comes back, he gets 2 touchdowns, he leads the team in receptions, he gets 92 yards, including a 45-yard catch. He had a really nice game after things started off really poorly, and give credit to a freshman who could, in that situation, get maybe a little emotionally overwhelmed. You have your first opportunity to play college ball. You screw up a few times. I think that you couldn't blame an 18-year-old for getting in his head and maybe spiraling a bit, but he didn't. He showed some mental resiliency. He stuck with it. He had the best game of any offensive player for Ohio State, you could argue. Although you could also say that Trey made the most with his opportunities. But yeah, give credit where credit's due on Jeremiah Smith for sure. And Emeka should have had a touchdown. That was a crap overturn or non-overturn.
Yeah, I agree.
You just found something hilarious. Well, let us know what that hilarious thing is after this ad break. We're going to take a quick ad break. If you want to avoid these ad breaks, go to patreon.thesloopcast.com. We actually have a bunch of links, and I don't want to waste too much time going over all of those links right now, but you can see all of our links, including 2 separate t-shirt stores, a Ohio-based music playlist, of course, the Patreon link, the Discord link, which is discord.thesloopcast.com. You can find all of these different links at thesloopcast.com, which is it's just a campsite page that will take you to all the other things. So with that being said, here's that ad break now. And we're back. Austin, what did you find funny? If you look up JJ on Google, this is what you get. Jeremiah's just straight up JJ. Listen, are you in? Oh crap, that is not Jeremiah Smith in that picture. That is funny. God, ESPN sucks. They are just too big. They're too big and too corporate, and there's not enough people there who still care.
Get sidetracked here. Let's go into the offensive line here. This year we're breaking it down into both passing and blocking here, or blocking.
We know what you
running.
mean.
Passing and running here. So, all right, first
and I just want to say this isn't even strictly the offensive line. We also talk about the tight ends. We talk about Trey getting a huge block. That technically falls under pass blocking. This isn't just the offensive line, for the record.
Yeah, so I would say for me, run blocking is like a C plus.
Okay.
And the pass blocking is like a B plus.
Kyle, I'm normally the one that's the asshole to the offensive lineman, but I was notably nicer than you. I went B minus on run blocking and A minus on pass blocking.
Now, Austin, like if this was the first half, yeah, I'd say a D. I'd say a D for that first half. They were the run blocking in the first half was not what it needed to be there. But the second half, they got things going. And maybe a lot of it was that Akron was getting tired,
Right,
and all that too. Maybe a lot of that, but
so
yeah,
when
I would say
Akron
like a
was
C.
gassed, we were better. Yeah, welcome to college football.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look at what happened to the Michigan game, and there's a lot of other games too where
They controlled.
The better team ends up just dominating in the fourth quarter.
Well, they fucking suck. That's fair.
So what do you got, Jared?
Oh, I did B minus for run blocking and A minus for pass blocking. I thought they were fine pass blocking wise. I'm just gonna, I try not to get players by name. But man, there were a lot of people trying to tell us that Josh Fryer had come a long way since last year, and based purely on the Akron game, I don't see it. I still see him as a liability, quite frankly. I'm not going to go. I don't want to totally rip into him, but it's not great. I was not impressed. I was not happy. The offensive line is still going to be and it needs to be said, Ohio State was down, was down inarguably their best offensive lineman for this game.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Jackson
that does need to be
was
said.
a last second scratch.
Said, yeah.
But that being said, I don't feel like Sarafeld was at any point noticeably a problem. I thought he played well. I wasn't watching him the entire game, but I thought for the most part he played fine. I think that the tackles for the most part, especially, I really thought, hey, I think they're going to be really good run blockers, but I'm still concerned about the pass blocking. And based purely on Akron, I saw the opposite. I saw nothing in this game to make me feel better about my concerns about the offensive line. Quite frankly. Again, they didn't have a bad game, but it's Akron. And to Austin's point, wanting me to rank them even lower, well, quite frankly, the expectations are still low and we grade based off of expectations. If I'm being honest.
All right.
Guys, what do we put the grades at for pass blocking and run blocking according to chat? What's the chat scores? Okay, it looks like B minus and D. We're going to go B minus and D, apparently. Well, I'm doing it the wrong way. Yeah, I'm doing it the wrong way. All right, Kyle. Next up, we have third downs. I thought Ohio State played well on third downs.
They did. They finished the game 9 for 14. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
We had Kyle.
5 for 9 in the first half and 4 for 5 in the second half there. But
we had a quarterback sneak.
The big issue I have is that 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3.
Yes.
You got to dig deep. You got to dig deep.
And they got those.
not some of them that they should have gotten there, but I did
Well,
like
we
the
did
tush
have a
push,
quarterback sneak.
yes.
We had a quarterback sneak.
I did like the tush push.
We got a
yes.
quarterback
so
sneak.
I'd say, I guess I would kind of average it out for the third downs. I'd say
I'm doing an A-.
I guess like a B minus. I'll go with a B, I guess. So
Chat?
what do you got, Jared? While we're waiting for chat,
I said A-.
okay.
They're saying
Right,
B. When did I turn into
got...
the nice one? I don't feel like that's.
All right, let's move on to the defense here. Game plan. I'd say an A. It's tough defending a triple option team. Especially when you have
call them
especially when you have two quarterbacks.
I wouldn't call them a triple option. I mean, they're read. I mean, I guess they did say
I'm sorry, not a triple option. RPO.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the two quarterback package
RPO
was
offense.
interesting.
So, yeah, I'd say an A for the defense. I'd say they needed to do what they needed to do. I mean, what do you want, Austin? They did really well.
He's mad at you for mad at you for accidentally saying triple option.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, then okay, that's well deserved. 177 yards total of let up. Pretty good. Only 47 yards on the ground. Yeah, I take that in a heartbeat there. 1.3 yards per carry. Hell yeah. Yeah. Defense played really, really well. Yeah, would have liked to gotten off the field on third downs more.
That's a separate category.
That's coming up. It's coming up here.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah,
A minus is what it looks like.
And here. I'll say this: I liked that anytime they ran said read option, it was essentially in the game plan and it ended up being Jack Sawyer more often than not to just light up the quarterbacks. Like, oh, you want to run an RPO? Fine. We're going to make you pay for it. And Joe Moorhead did not adjust, and Ben Finley had a really bad day because of it. I honestly, Moorhead should be fired. That was brutal. That honestly, like, he went into the locker room. Moorhead should be fired regardless, but he went into the locker room in pain. And then he just got straight up thrown to the wolves on their first drive in the third quarter.
Sawyer and JT just annihilated him all game long. Yeah, I felt bad, like, going into in the second quarter. I just felt really bad for Finley just taking a beating there. It was tough watching him,
especially when he
at times.
And I know they put him into concussion protocol, and I know he got out of concussion protocol. So I'm not trying to, but man, you had a guy who had at least a near concussion, and you just kept throwing him straight into Jack Sawyer's lane. It was not smart game management whatsoever. He was cartoonishly injured. Esquire, that is well said. Finley was cartoonishly hurt. Chat, what do you have for the game plan? And Kyle, what do you have for game management? I went with an A personally.
Yeah, A for me.
Again, I liked the rotation. I liked the play calling. Game plan didn't stand out. C+. We got a B. We got an A. I'll just average that out and say an A.
B.
Or a B, rather.
Yep.
the hell is...
Okay, we got A for game management from the chat as well too. So
All right.
all right, run stop. A plus. Like you can't do. That's about as good as you're going to get with somebody who's running the ball. How many times? 35 times for 47 yards, 1.3 yards per carry. A plus.
I'm going to go with a straight A personally. I just would have liked to have seen the defensive tackles get more of a push up front personally.
Yeah, you are correct, Odin. Yeah, they had -4 in the first half.
Agreed. Austin says agreed. What do you guys grade it out as? Odin says
gave an A.
But yeah, I would like to see the defensive line. I sometimes see the defensive line like they'd rather beat their guy than push their guy, which sometimes leads to them overrunning the play. I would
minus sacks. Minus sacks, they had 5 tackle for losses in this game.
I understand. I'm just
pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm just saying it's Akron. They're not very good. I just would like to see them bully the other team as opposed to like swim or rip past them on run plays. I just want to see the offensive line displaced.
I understand, Jared, but it's the type of offense that they were going up against. They couldn't do that on a consistent basis just because they had to respect the ability for
that. No, I disagree. That's why you need to do that because that's how
Akron was able to convert as many third downs as they
with all
as
of
they
the
did in this game
misdirections happening. The defensive line should just be shoving the offensive line backwards, letting the linebackers and safeties take care of all the fancy stuff moving around. Like, just beat your guy up front, because I don't know how many times we saw. I mean, I'm going to say Tyleek. He wasn't the only one. I don't mean to single him out, but you'd sometimes see the defensive lineman beat the offensive lineman and then run past the play. I'd rather in against this type of offense, I'd rather them just get underneath the offensive lineman and displace them as opposed to get past them.
I'm not as harsh. I thought the defense played really well here.
I agree. I mean, I gave them an A. I'm just saying what I would like to see them do to get an A+. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
I'm nitpicking. I'm literally nitpicking.
All right, pass rush here.
Excellent.
Yeah, excellent. They got.
I did an A+ on this one.
Yeah, I would say like an A+ on the pass rush. Yeah, A+. 5 sacks, 5 sacks for this game here. One of those rushes was a tip ball that ended up being a pick 6 for Gabe Powers.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and CJ Hicks looked
Curry
excellent on the pass rush as well.
Dude, don't forget about Kenyatta Jackson. Kenyatta played an excellent game, especially that second half. Kenyatta played really well. I forget who. I drawing a blank. Who ended up doing the tip pass? But
I thought it was Kenyatta.
Was it Kenyatta?
I thought so.
Maybe it was, but
no, it was Hero, wasn't it? I think it was Hero.
Yes, it was Hero. Yep, you're right. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was Hero.
But as Esquire says, D-line depth, stock up. Yeah. Hero or Curry? I think it was Hero that that enabled Gabe Powers to run it in. Oops.
All right. What do we got? Pass coverage.
Hero forced the fumble. Okay, so Hero forced the fumble. Curry tipped the pass? I forget. It's all good. Regardless, the pass rush was excellent.
Yep, Curry did.
I did see
the
the chat.
I do see that.
In talking about the run stop, saying CJ Hicks had some bad angles. He's a first time start. I'm going to give him a little bit of grace. But you're not wrong.
CJ was fine.
Houston tipped the pass.
Sure.
No, Austin's right. Houston tipped the pass. It was
Okay.
Houston. Yeah, it was Houston. Hicks seemed better on the pass. I don't disagree. I think he's a pass rusher for sure. I think that's one of the reasons why I would say he's a will. He was also playing out of position. Cody Simon was supposed to start. CJ Hicks, who is supposed to be a will linebacker, was playing middle linebacker on Saturday. So for what it's worth, he was also playing out of position. Very first start, playing out of position.
Let's move on to pass coverage, Jared. Pass coverage, I'm kind of mixed on this. I think from anything that's beyond the line of scrimmage, the defense did really well on pass coverage. But everything that's like from the line of scrimmage and backwards, there could be some room for improvement there. But so I'd say like an A minus. I was really, really pleased what I saw from the defensive backs here.
I did an A. Is there any way to really take away the flat route on the backfield? That Austin says cover 2, but yeah, this is a man-on-man team for the most part. They got the guys to do it. I think they're going to do it. I think they were just going to let Akron get the swing passes, quite frankly.
Yep. What do you guys got here for pass coverage?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, they got 2 interceptions, fair amount of breakups. The best wide receiver on the team was...
Their longest reception, Jared, was 29 yards, and that was, I believe, in the fourth quarter when they had like backups in there too.
It was to their tight end. I remember that.
Yep, it was to their tight end. Yep. All right, got A minus and
it was a short yardage play where I believe who was it that came up too aggressively on the run play and got caught out of sync? Was it Denzel? I thought it was.
Yeah, Denzel.
I thought it was either a safety or a linebacker, but I could be mistaken. Like I know Denzel was over there, but I don't really think it would have been his guy. Was it Denzel? Okay.
Yeah, Denzel missed. It was like the next pass play after he did the interception. Yeah, he tried doing another pick like in back-to-back passes.
That's a different play. I'm talking about the one to the tight end where it was either a safety or a linebacker should have had the tight end, but they bit too hard on the run fake because they were kind of faking a...
Yeah, that was on Denzel. Yeah, I remember.
I don't think it was on Denzel.
10.
Denzel was over there. I don't think the tight end was his guy. Austin says it was Hicks. Maybe.
And I know exactly what it was. Like Denzel had the outside, and he came in too close inside, and the tight end went out, and was able to get like, what was it, like 7-9 yards, something like that too.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was. Without. My assumption is that the tight end wasn't his responsibility, but I don't know what the play call was. I haven't seen the all-22, so I don't know. I could be mistaken. Tackling, just tackling as a whole. How do we feel about the tackling?
I don't recall like seeing like a bad tackle. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I agree. There were some tackles that weren't completed, but they weren't like total whiffs. And
there was somebody right there to clean it up too. So
yeah,
Austin says A minus. All right, third downs. Third downs. I think third down is the one that I'll have to grade a little bit lower than the rest of them. I've been giving all A's so far for the whole defense. Third down is where I'm going to go ahead and drop it down to like a B minus, something like that. So
4 for 16.
4 for 16, but most of those, let me go back to the stats here. I'm pretty sure most of those were
I don't know that. Yeah, but the 4 shouldn't have been allowed. Yeah, and like if you want to count fourth down plays, which
they were 2 for 3.
2 for 3 on fourths, but this isn't fourth down. This is third downs. I
almost feel like you could combine the two, honestly, Jared.
Well, if we're gonna do that, I'm definitely lowering the grade. All right. What did you say your score was again, Kyle?
I'll say a B.
Okay.
I'll say B. We got C plus, C. So chat's not really coming down on it and saying C.
Chat's not happy.
Nope.
All right, Kyle.
All right.
We got to do special teams and the overall team grades when we come back. But first, we got to go and do a quick ad break. If you want to avoid these ad breaks, patreon.thesloopcast.com. And we're back. Special teams. Kyle, listen, if anyone listening to this is a longtime listener to the Sloopcast, you know Kyle has been fiending for the better part of a decade about getting a punt return. I'm gonna go straight to the returning. I'm gonna skip a step. Brennan Ennis is gonna return one this year.
Returning, I'm going to say B plus.
Yeah, you're never gonna hit A until they actually get one in the end zone, are you?
And so 15 yards per punt return is pretty good.
Damn pretty right good. It is.
I will say that. So that's why it goes from a B to a B plus for me.
Okay, B plus. I don't know. Like Brennan, listen, I'm gonna give him an A because, and by the way, I thought Ballard looked good at times on the kickoff return as well. I think we house one this year. I think we're gonna house one this year.
Don't get my hopes up, Jared. Don't get my hopes up.
Chat, what do you say? Place kicking, I mean, made everyone that was in front of him.
Yep. A. Yep. A. Same thing with kick coverage. I mean, I don't think they had a single return yard. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I didn't see a single return yard. So A for kick coverage too.
I think we returned it against Marshall. See, I think that's totally valid. Yeah.
So
kick coverage was good.
Yep. A's all around, Jared.
Yeah.
A's all around.
Well, except for the 1 B plus you gave.
Of course, as is tradition. All right, team. All right, effort.
Just overall effort. Just, I thought the team came out excited, maybe too excited.
Too excited, yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps too excited, I would say would be my critique there, but I thought they looked.
I guess A. Yeah, A's fine with me.
Chat, what say you on the effort? A minus.
A minus. All right.
A.
Okay, all right. We'll A's all around. All right. Discipline.
We had a pretty stupid Iggy hit. I'll say that.
There was a dumb hit. There was 7 penalties.
I would put drop passes under execution personally, Austin.
Yeah. So 7 penalties. 2 false starts, illegal formation, had a personal foul on the defense, holding on special teams there. Yeah, discipline there. So I'd say a B minus.
Chat, what say you on the discipline metric? Do you think Ryan Day is going to be mad at me for not putting toughness on the chart? I got a B plus. I got a C.
Effort should be toughness.
I mean, it kind of is.
It is, yeah.
I'm just going to put a B.
All right, we got a B plus and a C.
Execution. Which half?
Yeah.
Which half? I think they were executing excellently in the second half. The execution was pretty poor in the first.
You got to rate it on both sides. Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure. We have to come up with an overall. I'm doing a B minus.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a B minus. So you can just put B for a B.
Okay.
Defense like last year, really help to raise that score up.
Yeah, and the second half I think was huge in that. Overall, I'm going to do a B.
Yep, B. I'd say B.
Is a satisfaction. I don't. Outside of the offensive line, I don't leave this game feeling concerned about anything.
Yeah,
but I also
line is still a big concern. Yeah,
outside of the offensive line.
I'm still really concerned about the offensive line and how well they're being consistent here. Like there's times when they looked really good, and other times that there was just like what the hell are you doing? But yeah, I really hope that we see some drastic improvements on that offensive line here.
Yeah. What does Chip Kelly get?
One thing,
Chip Kelly is reflected in the game planning, game management on offense.
Yeah.
So,
but one thing that
B plus.
One thing that we have seen improvement on the defensive side, both with sacks and turnovers. Those two things were a rarity as a whole for the season last year. 5 sacks already.
Yeah.
3 turnovers already.
Yep.
Last year, the defense only had 11 turnovers last year.
Yep.
That is crazy to think about. And they had 3 already just in week 1.
But it's Akron.
But it is Akron. Yeah. And 2 touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and before we get too far away from this game, I just want to point out my score prediction was 52-7. Final score is 52-6.
So you were wrong, Jared. Just like everybody else.
I'm counting it
as
as a
Austin
win.
says.
Counting it as a win. Listen, you can't take my shine away, man. You can't take my shine away. LSU ties.
We're going to go ahead and go. We're going to go right into some questions here real quick. Z Spikes says, is it okay to be disappointed in a 52-6 win?
When the other team is Akron? Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say disappointed. I would say I'm not fully satisfied.
Yeah.
I think to say you were disappointed in this game is a tad far. But you can be unsatisfied with this game, I think, is a fair way to describe it.
Is Judkins slightly regretting the transfer decision after running into a wall most of the game?
Nah.
And how fast did Trey look?
Trey looked great.
Nah, Judkins will be fine. Judkins is fine.
I will not overreact to week 1. That's what I say about that.
Dinger asks, how many quarterbacks are going to need PT after going against Jack Sawyer?
That's on Moorhead, man. If the other team says, yeah, no, You run your read option. I'm just going to light up your quarterback every time. JT and Sawyer are NFL defensive ends. There's a reason why NFL teams don't run that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Ohio State said, yeah, run that shit. Go ahead. The defensive end's just going to kill your quarterback. We got guys on the back end that will take care of everyone else. We're just going to tee off on your quarterback the entire game. And if it's week 1 and that's your quarterback, you got to adjust. You can't put Finley out there like that. Yeah, exactly.
All right, who had the most underrated performance?
Well, if I said it, they wouldn't be underrated. Saraveld.
Name that we haven't even mentioned at all. Who had just an outstanding game?
Carnell Tate?
Tyleek.
Oh, Tyleek.
Tyleek Williams had himself an excellent game. And last one from Odin. How soon will Smith break Ted Ginn's record for most receiving touchdowns as a freshman? I'm going to assume as at 8.
Whew. That seems ready to fall.
Well, he said how soon? How soon?
Yeah, I'm saying that's ready to fall. I mean, he's not going to get 2 per for the month of September, I don't think. But, you know, I'll say the first half of the season. I will say the first half of the season.
He's going to get it against, it's either Penn State or Purdue. God damn, Austin, you and I think alike a lot. It's kind of scary.
Well, what is the halfway point of the regular season? Did I say the same thing too? Like, what's game 7? What's game 6?
Game 7's Nebraska.
Okay.
6 is Oregon.
All right, I'll take Nebraska then. I'll say he breaks the record against Nebraska.
All right. All right, we are coming up on time here. You got anything else, Jared?
No. I think it's time to end it. The question is, Kyle, do you have anything else? As it is Kyle's corner.
There was one thing, real quick. We did get a boom. We did. Wide receiver Phillip Bell out of California has made his verbal commit for the 2025 class.
Yeah. So we have that. We have some smoke that offered might be flipping to Auburn. We'll keep an eye on that. Holding on to Offord always felt like it was going to be a challenge. You might, if Offord leaves, you might use that as a bit of ammunition to go out and get one of the 2 cornerbacks with Ohio ties who committed to Oregon for some reason. So, you know, you free up a little bit of money, you free up a spot in the cornerback room. Maybe you give Brew a call, see what's up, you know.
I do want to give a shout out to Tony Gerdeman here.
Of course.
He made a great comment here that I'm all for, and we need to spread the word on this, Jared.
Okay.
Archie Griffin.
Yeah.
Dotted the I.
Yeah.
He needs to do it again next year. To be the only one to dot it I twice.
Listen, it's the 50th anniversary this year. It's the 50th anniversary next year, technically. Next year is also the 50th anniversary of his Heisman. Listen, Tony, as always, 100% correct.
And he says it should be in week 1 when they go up against Texas, which I'm all for too.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. All right, that's it. That is all. That's all I got here, Jared.
All right, that's it. That's the end of tonight's episode. tonight's ending music brought to you by the Wet Darlings. The Wet Darlings they're from Ohio. I forget where they're specifically from, but they're from Ohio. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course, support your local podcasters. Once again, these are the Wet Darlings.